and stuff. Hello again, and welcome to another episode of the Fun Fans Podcast. I'm your host, James Diller. With me, as always, my co-host, Bailey Jackson. How you doing, Bailey?
I'm good. Hope everybody out there is.
We've missed you.
It's hot.
It's hot, and we hadn't been here in a month. So, hope you hadn't missed us too much, but we definitely missed you guys, and we missed so much. We're not looking back. We are just going to look forward. College football season is only 6 weeks away. Tickets have been allocated, at least for the Clemson Tigers. Parking passes are only a couple weeks away from being distributed, and it is almost time to discuss that special tailgate supply trip to Costco or maybe Sam's, depending on whatever your membership goes. We don't have a sponsorship there, so we're not really promoting one or the other. But we do have a sponsorship with Greenville Sports Media Podcasting Network. If you're a true sports fan, Greenville Sports Media is perfect for you. Find Bears Nationwide Podcast, the latest articles, and other sports media at greenvillesportsmedia.com, who can also be found on all forms of social media, just like the Fun Fans. The Fun Fans Podcast is the official podcast for Clemson fans.
That's right, and we are happy to announce that Reuben's Food, Sports, Spirits, and Catering is once again a supporter of the Fun Fans. The best wings around, with 2 locations in the upstate, 1083 Batesville Road in Greer, South Carolina, and 11028 Anderson Road in Piedmont. You can find them online at RubensC.com. Rubens is simply a great place to eat for all sports fans, and try out those chicken wings.
Chicken wings are the best. Who
don't like a chicken wing?
Especially Rubens, who's the best ones. All right, so we are back, and it's been a while. And I got
Let's call this the new season of the Fun Fans.
Yeah, this will crank up the new season. And to go along with that, I've got some new hardware, and apparently the platform we use to do this, I go on here for the first time in like a month, and they've changed everything.
Oh no.
And I'm hearing some beeps and pops and stuff. So hopefully, maybe you can't hear that at home. Maybe you will not hear it on a recording if you listen to a recording. But just bear with us, and maybe we'll get through this new stuff for the new season. So
I think we can handle it.
We can handle it. Football season is here. This is the new season, as Bailey just said, and I said in the intro, it is 6 weeks away. And everybody's like, "Well, we're 7 weeks away from LSU." There is a week 0. Bailey, you remember week 0 last year? It was kind of a big deal with Georgia Tech upsetting Florida State.
Yeah.
Across the big pond.
They got to go. Well, that's a great week to do it because you get to go a week before the season and travel and do all that.
Yeah. They played in the, hopefully I pronounced this correctly, the Aer Lingus College Football Classic. Okay, that's last year. It's over in Dublin, Ireland. And this year, that football classic on week 0 will feature Iowa State, the Cyclones, and Kansas State in Aviva Stadium. Aviva. Yeah. There you go. And it is a noon Eastern kickoff for us fans here in the United States. So we will have football in 6 weeks. There are a few other games that Saturday as well. I think there's a total of maybe 6 games, at least with Division I schools. Stanford's playing in Hawaii. I'm sure that'll be we can, just like any other Saturday, probably watch college football from 12 noon till midnight.
You're going to have to watch that one a little bit later.
Yeah, that one's going late.
Possibly the next morning.
Yes, correct. All right, so more importantly, at least for us, the week 1 game, August 30th. And the big question is, are we adding anything to the tailgate? So a little background story. I knew we had tables, but last year, the first home game, Bailey's wife, Jay, pulls out these high top tables and puts these tight skirts on them. We went Fun Fans fancy with that.
Yeah, we went like wedding reception type nice. And so the table, every time we walked by those tables on the way to the stadium, she said, "I want some of those tables." So that was actually one of her Christmas presents the year before.
Nice.
And literally they stayed in the box pretty much until right before the first game. So, and then she found those table coverings on Amazon, I'm sure, or somewhere. But
right.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll have any surprises yet or not. We're actually, Yes, we are going to have a surprise.
Okay. But we need to keep it a surprise.
Yeah,
You don't have to tell me.
Definitely be a surprise.
Okay. All right. I can't wait. So I know one upgrade, at least that I know of, and we've talked about, is we have a lake house that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Our kids are over there now, and we can say our kids. We've had kids there before, but we also had a kid at home. So the only one now that was left at home is now at Clemson.
Yeah, so what he's trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, is that the other kids are taking care of themselves.
To a certain extent.
For the most part.
Yes. They're doing great.
They are fully employed for the most part, and that it's a new season.
It's a new season. So with our youngest being at Clemson, gave us a really, really good excuse to rent a lake house. So we go over there for the weekend. I know Bailey will have a football game that Friday night, so I don't know about helping him get there early or whatever as far as his travel, but we won't have to worry about driving home so far after the game.
Yeah, it will be. We happen to have a home game that evening, that Friday, so I'll probably be arriving the next morning.
But that we've talked on here about how the LSU fans will be arriving in their private jets, but the Fun fans will be tailgating on Saturday and living it up on Hartwell on Sunday. So that'll be fun.
That's it.
All right. So what's another thing that's still out there? And it might be August, but everybody keeps saying late July when the parking assignments go out. They come out in the mail to the season ticket holders / IPTAY members or both or whatever. And honestly, we're still not sure where we're going to be parking. We are in that category of people who have been dominoed and pushed due to the construction. I had just a couple of comments back and forth on a Facebook post about somebody said, "Oh, there's this construction, so it's going to cause something." I'm like, "There's construction." I was just there, and there's construction. I said everywhere, of course not everywhere, but there's construction in multiple places. Now, some of it may be complete, and it may just get out of the way where it can still be a parking lot. But there were 4 or 5 places that used to be parking when I was there. It was a week or so ago now. That was construction. I know a piece of lot 9, that lot 21, 22, right across from lot 10,
right,
and about a chunk of lot 10,
right,
which is the pit, and that's definitely not coming back because that's where they're building that parking deck.
Yeah, I mean so eventually there will be 5 times the parking in that one little area, but it'll be parking garage type parking.
Right. Yeah, definitely the assumption is if they let students stay there for a game, they'll be limited to, they'll pretty much use that for IPTAY parking more than likely. But the question is, Bailey and I've talked, like I say, our kids there, they're living on campus. We might be okay with having a spot on campus this year, maybe. But the more I think about that, Bailey, the more I'm like, we've been on Centennial Extension for how many years now?
5, I guess.
At least 5 since our oldest were.
Yeah, honestly,
since COVID.
All the fun just runs together.
It does just run together. So the more I think about it, the more, might just have to buckle down and do what it takes to get a spot on Centennial Extension, unless it could be out. There is a price that's out of our price range, but there might be a price that is within our price range. But I don't know. What do you think? That'd be worth a little extra ching or?
Yeah, I mean, that's, they're taking our spot. Let's just be honest. I mean, the corner spot was absolutely ideal.
Yeah, last year's spot was on point.
We were worried about it. Then we were like, this is awesome.
Yeah. So let's bring the same picture back up.
Right.
It's like we had a spot and a half.
Right. We were the Uber drop off for the game, and we knew the Anderson County Sheriff's Department.
Anderson, yeah.
He, every week he knew us.
Made fun of my parking.
Yeah. But so we're going to fit in wherever we are.
We are.
We're going to make it happen.
It's going to be fun no matter what, but I'm just I don't know. Got this can't fight this feeling to get away from Centennial Extension, but we might have to go somewhere else for a year. We will see that. It will be announced maybe by the next show, if not for sure once we find out. Now, speaking of doing what it takes to come back, how about the Pac-12? So we're looking forward, and we're not talking about what has happened. We're talking about having the Pac-12 back, and really does that – CBS is happy, apparently. They liked it, so they signed some deals and whatnot. But, Bailey, does it matter to you that the Pac-12 went out and rounded up some group of 5 teams and made a conference again? As a fan?
Can you name 4 of them?
Okay, 4 of the new ones?
Nope, you just name 4 that are in the Pac-12.
Okay, so, Oregon and – Oregon State, I'm sorry.
Right.
Oregon State and, what's the other one that stayed? Or see, now I can't even name the 2 that was like the only 2 last year. But I will name this is interesting to me. If you know something that I listened to the shows and didn't really pick up on the why behind this. I guess it's Texas. But when Texas State joined the Pac-12, all of a sudden it became a big deal. They had
if your school's name has state at the end of it, chances are you're in the Pac-12. Not NC State, not South Carolina State, but Boise State.
Boise, okay.
Fresno State, Colorado State, San Diego State, Texas State, Utah State, and the one you could not name was Washington State.
That's the other one.
And a non-football member is Gonzaga.
Well, that'll help their basketball.
Yeah, so the Zag, it's actually not a terrible conference.
They got some.
Yeah,
they got the best of the group of 5.
There's some old Mountain West teams in there, a lot of them.
Right.
Fresno, Boise, San Diego State, and Utah State, I think, were all in the Mountain West. So then they grabbed Texas State, which I think was in the Sun Belt with App State, I think. So anyway, there you go. I knew you couldn't name them.
Yeah, I couldn't name. I could have named Texas State, and I should have been able to name Washington State and Oregon State.
Because those were the Pac-2 last
I really
year.
should have known Boise State. So they're still going to have. Speaking of, we'll kind of jump a little bit. Does that make them a power conference just because they still have the name Pac-12? I'm going to say, at least for now, no. There's people that argue that the ACC and the Big 12 aren't even quote unquote power conferences, but we're not getting into that right now.
Right. There are what I call power conferences, and there's 2 of them.
They're the power minus. We're the power.
I looked at South Carolina's schedule today. That's a power conference.
It's brutal.
It is. It's brutal. Their schedule is brutal. And it's just like, my goodness, why in the world? Like it's the NFL. But everybody says the Big Ten is really, really good, and there are some really, really good teams in the Big Ten, but it's not like every single week.
Yeah, I still think the SEC is, and we've said this before, the SEC is the best. Then you got your Big 10, ACC, Big 12, and there's a pecking order, but there's still power conferences. Right. I'm going to say the Pac-12.
They're not in the top 4.
They're definitely not. They're the 5.5 power conference. They're a power
winner of
minus.
That conference is going to get one of the 12 spots.
So that's the segue into something that we'll skip. No, we won't have to. Yeah. The playoff setup is still 5 plus 11. That's the way people are saying it. So you're correct. Unless there is a chance, if it's still the top 5, it's the highest ranked 5 conference champions. So the Pac-12, no conference.
The 4 highest get a bye in the first round.
The 4, yeah. So that's changed. The 4 highest seed. They've changed the format to where the seeds is strictly seeding. But as far as getting in, you can get in if you win your conference, just like last year. But you have to be one of the top 5 ranked conference champions. So that does not guarantee any conference, including the ACC, SEC, Big 12. You're not guaranteed, even though we all know you're guaranteed, depending if you're in one of those conferences. But if you're in the Pac-12, you're definitely not guaranteed a spot just because you win that conference.
And that probably is Boise State. If you just look at it on paper.
Correct. And I mean, that likely will be. I mean, what's the chances of the American Conference or the Sun Belt, like you were saying, of their champion being ranked higher? I mean, Tulane or something, you never know, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, it could happen, but it's not as likely.
Highly unlikely. So that's the setup. So we segue into the playoff setup. It's still 12 teams this year, but the writing on the wall, this will be the last year's 12 teams.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to seed strictly by rank. So the top 4 can be all SEC. Who knows? They'll all get buys, whatever. You could play. This is, my thing's always, I want a home game. I want that home playoff game. I'd rather have that home playoff game than a bye.
Right.
Because this is a fan. I'm a fan. I want to go to Clemson where I've seen all these games and watch a playoff game. That would be awesome. But you realize there's a chance 2 conference champions could play each other in the first round. Right? Yeah. If they go strictly by rank, if they seed based on the rankings.
So I didn't read that they were doing it by rank, but I guess they did change it.
The only thing that'll mess you up is if you're ranked just like last year, right there at 11 or 12 or so, and you're not a conference champion, and there's a conference champion that's one of the top 5 ranked conference champions that's at 13, 14, whatever, they'll get in and you'll get bumped out.
Right.
But they'll get that 12 spot. And if you're sitting there ranked at 11, 12 or so, depending on how many, maybe just 12, you could get bumped out. But yeah, they're going to seed straight rankings. So whoever's number 1 through 4, they're going to get the bye. The 5th ranked team, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th will be the hosting those home games, and they're on out. So that'll be interesting to see once we get down to it. And the bottom line, kind of just like this year, being in the ACC, Clemson wins the conference, they should be in. I mean, then you don't have to argue. We should be in, even if we just because make that, whatever. We don't have to do it. Just win it. And I'm sure we'll be ranked in the top 12 or in the top 5.
Well, I mean, if you want, I'm sure we'll look at these schedules in another episode, but Clemson's schedule is not a cakewalk either.
No, that is correct.
So we're going to see, we're supposed to be better than we've been since we were winning national championships, or as good as, on that level.
Right.
So we're going to find out.
We're going to find out, but I agree. We have we start with LSU and we end with South Carolina, and we never get on here and bash the Gamecocks. And they're going to be good. And we got to go down to Columbia, and we got, like I say, we'll do another show to kind of break down the games or whatever, but we're supposed to be pretty good. So we'll see how it goes. But that's what the forecast is, as we enter the season, the top 12 ranked and et cetera, top 5, and the Pac-12 is back. ACC, this will be talked about a lot coming up soon because the ACC media days are just over a week away. Bailey, do you pay that any attention?
Not a whole lot. They're in Charlotte. I mean, it lasts a couple days. But it's, it's put the guys in a nice shirt and some khakis or a suit and tie and have them go talk to people.
Yeah. It's definitely, it makes for some good sports talk radio on my way to work. If they need some topics to talk about, and gives me something to listen to. But other than that, really don't pay it.
Hopefully the one in Charlotte will talk about it and not about the Panthers, the Hornets, or the Carolina Hurricanes.
I'm a fan of the Sirius XM college channel. It's pretty much strictly college sports all the time. So that's what I like about it. Dusty and Danny in the morning, shout out.
Okay.
If they're listening.
Maybe we get on their show.
Yeah, you never know. All right, but what definitely, so 6 weeks away from football, but 7 weeks away from this slate. These are, stole this obviously from On3. These are really the top, what folks are considering the top games of week 1, that Labor Day weekend. And I think they probably pretty much put them in order of theoretically most interesting to not. No offense to the Gamecocks. It's just, Gamecocks versus Virginia Tech. compared to the rest of the state.
that's a marquee game because it's on Sunday at 3:00.
Yes.
It'll be the only game on. And
Right.
then I got some more. I can't believe you didn't put. They didn't put that Thursday. Georgia Tech is at Colorado.
That's on there.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's just above Virginia Tech
there it
and
is. I see
the Gamecocks.
They're all running together.
And that's kind of a big deal. Okay, well, tell me why you think that's a big deal.
Well, because Georgia Tech's supposed to be pretty good, and Colorado's got prime time.
Right.
You know,
they got prime. Everybody wants to see what they're like without Travis Hunter and Shador. So and Georgia Tech's supposed to be legit. They were legit last year, so I'm sure they'll be
next week. That's who Clemson plays at Georgia Tech at noon.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
That Texas Ohio State game is definitely something to watch. Those are people look at this and you're gonna hear them say it. These are two potential playoff teams already going hit, and they are definitely Texas and Ohio State
in the top 8 on that list. Those are all potential playoff teams.
Correct. That is correct. Alabama, Florida State. Now that's interesting because Florida State's they had a very bad year last year, but they're that type of program. Everybody's just expecting to bounce back. Kind of the Alabama didn't have a very bad season, but the same thing with that program, just, kind of see where they are, but that'll be kind of hard to tell. Of course, Tigers versus Tigers, Notre Dame, Miami. Now that's kind of a classic.
That's Catholics versus convicts from the ESPN 30 for 30.
Yeah.
That's back in the day. Lou Holtz was spitting around at South Beach.
Yeah.
And playing Jimmy Johnson's Hurricanes. Michael Irvin and the boys.
Oh, yeah. So there'll be all that on that weekend. So that'll be awesome. But Tennessee and Syracuse.
I got another interesting game.
All right, let's see it. Let's hear it.
Yeah, that Friday night, App State is at Charlotte, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but it's a game they've been trying to get scheduled since Charlotte started playing football.
Mm-hmm.
And it's at Bank of America Stadium. And I'm telling you, there'll be a crowd there.
Oh, wow.
Game. So that's a pretty neat game on that Friday night.
Yep.
And then on that Monday night, TCU is at North Carolina, the Bill Belichick era.
Yeah. Now, I'm surprised that one's not on that graphic.
ERA or ERROR?
Yeah. Well, yet to be seen.
Yes.
Right? TBD. But you know what is not TBD? The fact that everybody's going to need some energy.
Oh, yeah.
We got to have our energy. Go to w.gg, enter promo code FUNFANS for 10% off your Jitterless energy drink. All right, a couple more items. Now that we've talked about being ready for football season, ESPN Sports Center is doing a 50 days in 50 states feature segment, and they're featuring the sports in each state. I saw the one on Michigan, or watch the show in every clip, or before they come to commercial or leave or whatever, they do something or whatever. But they're doing they pick the one thing. They're kind of on the list on their website. They pick the one thing that's the big sporting event in that state
that they're going to broadcast.
Well, they're not going to broadcast it, but they're going to have a little special feature about that one. They're doing South Carolina on August 3rd. Have you researched? I didn't put it on the script.
I know what it is. It's the American Cornhole League World Championships held at the Rock Hill Sports and Events Center in Rock Hill, South Carolina. That's where the headquarters are. That when you watch cornhole on ESPN, it's in Rock Hill.
It's right. That's right.
They film it right there.
I was watching. Air guitar competition was also in Rock Hill.
They will have anything at the Sports and Events Center. And
that was hilarious.
Winthrop has a cornhole team now. They're giving away scholarship money.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not. It is. So I was at the Sports Center a couple of weeks ago because there's 9 basketball courts in there, and they're adding 5 more.
Right.
Okay. I was refereeing basketball, and off to the side, there's literally, it's in an old, it was called the Bleachery. It was in an old finishing plant. And there's enough space in there to have a prom for a huge school. It's a neat little area if you've never been there, and there's a restaurant there. And then the cornhole headquarters the world cornhole headquarters are right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
The world headquarters for Denny's is in downtown Spartanburg, but
That's right.
It's not a
And
competition.
Hardee's.
Spartan Foods. All right, so that won't be all this featured. What do you think? We're going to just take a real quick guess at the college sports, the colleges in South Carolina, because are there any professional? They may talk about the Panthers a little bit, but technically that's in Charlotte.
I would have to think they would mention the rivalry between South Carolina and Clemson in everything.
They're going to bring up South Carolina, Clemson. I was just going to say, I think Coastal will get some love.
Yeah.
I think Coastal will get some airtime on that show. So check it out August 3rd. Probably after August 3rd, I'm sure it'll be on YouTube or online or something like that. And I thought it was pretty cool. Definitely don't have time to watch all 50 episodes. I do not watch SportsCenter like I did when I was in college. Faux show. All right, Bailey.
Would you guys sit there and watch it like it would come on at 10 o'clock, then it would come on again at 11 o'clock, and it might come on again at noon?
We were studying.
And it was on our television.
Yes.
Yeah, you were. Okay, yes. That's right. That's before you were going to fight to play basketball, right?
Yeah, David was reading.
Yes.
Like maybe during commercials or something, but yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Bailey, got an O's update for us?
Yeah, they've been playing a lot better. Didn't play great the last two games, but now it's the All-Star break, so they don't play again until Friday. But they're like 9 games under 500. They were 18 under. They get some guys back, and then some more guys get hurt, but it's all good.
And they still have pretty much half a season.
They've played. It's not the middle of the season. They've played 90 plus games, so there's 70 left roughly.
All right,
which is still a lot of games.
Still plenty of time. All right. So also, since we've been gone, we talked about our kids being at Clemson. They have 2 weeks of being Clemson students under their belt, Bailey. So Grayson's doing well as far as I know. She's not like complaining and calling or texting about being all stressed out. So I'm assuming it's good. Hadn't asked me. She don't say nothing. I don't say a whole lot. She did do some assignments, and did you get some grades? And she said yes. And I said, were they good? And she said yes. And she went to school with me for 4 years, so she knows what we think of as good grades. So we're just leaving it at that. She was on Lake Kiowee today. She was on Lake Hartwell last weekend. So she's pretty much, I think she's enjoying her time over there. How about Whit?
Yeah, he seems to be doing great. He's figured it out. It's go to class. What I will complain for just a second on here that the only dining hall open is the one over near the stadium, and they're all living on East Campus. But there is a green shuttle that I mapped out for him that will take him right to there, and he hasn't gotten on the thing yet. He just prefers to walk all the way.
Right.
But that's
okay. Yeah, their dining schedule in the summer. I think the one at Douthit is open, but it's open this time and not that time, and
it's
that
open
day. And
from
that day
I looked it all up. It's open. You can use a meal swipe at breakfast, and then it's open till 2 for pickup food. But it's very very limited. Which is okay.
It's fine.
But why is Shaletta not open for almost 800 kids that are going to school there?
It's the one that's right there.
Right.
Yeah. So, a lot of questions. But, Whit has had a couple here recently. We're going to offer some condolences here on the Fun Fans podcast to the Jackson and Knight family. Bailey lost his mother-in-law about a week or so ago. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that's, Jay, his wife Jay's mom, and his kid's grandmother. What do they call her?
Mama.
Okay, so we lost a Mama too. So
yeah, we did, and she was a wonderful person and a wonderful lady, and she will be missed. She spoiled my kids rotten, but that's what grandparents do.
Yeah,
and we're gonna miss her.
And made it to 93.
Correct.
So she's a trooper for sure. But yeah, thoughts and prayers continued for the Jackson and Knight family. All right, we're going to be coming still every other Sunday until football season starts. So that's going to be right at the end of August. And when it cranks up, we'll start doing a show every week. We're still looking for 2 sponsors. So if you know someone or you have a business where you want some exposure on the cheap, just reach out. And, if college sports, I said this last time, I'm gonna say it again. There's a lot going on Capitol Hill and in the court. So we're gonna end up having to get a lawyer on this show before it's all said and done. We'll have to
get some legal advice.
see how that works out. But hope you enjoyed the show. Sorry we were gone for a month again. We didn't get a chance to break down this year's hot dog eating contest. But we do hope you had a great Independence Day. Celebrating 4th of July. We'll be back in 2 weeks. College football in 6. Thanks again for checking us out. Don't forget to click subscribe on the Fun Fans Podcast YouTube channel, as well as your favorite podcast platform. On behalf of the Fun Fans Podcast, Jay Thrill of Entertainment,
we out of here. Everybody stay cool.
Stay cool. Go Tigers.